Hey, what's up, guys? It's Chichu. Welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. Alright, so we're on part 2 on the side story, so let's just jump into it. If you haven't checked out the first side story, go check it out. It's really interesting. I thought it was really interesting how they decided to say, let's make a thing on how the club started and how they all met. I thought that was pretty cool. Anyways, another day passes in a flash, and it's already time for the next club meeting. Although Monica should have come up with a plan for today's club task, she hasn't been able to shake her guilt and anxiety after reading Sayori's poem. I'm so stupid. How did I let myself be the center of attention? Sayori is going through these kinds of feelings, and I'm letting her confront me instead of the other way around. Wait, what kind of club president does that? The whole time I didn't think to ask her about her own feelings. Wait, are you saying that Sayori is depressed because of that one poem? I don't know how poems work, to be honest, but who knows? So much for the stupid vision. Sayori enters the club room with her usual smile, but upon seeing the downcast Monica, her smile quickly fades into an expression of concern. Monica? Is everything okay? I'm really sorry. I'm such a terrible friend. Huh? What are you talking about? You're an amazing friend. Monica shakes her head. I made this all about myself. Even you said so yesterday. You told me that I'm trying to make the club that I need the most, right? But my problems are so trivial compared to yours. Sayori responds quietly. What are you talking about? But as she says that, her face darkens, though the silent Sayori mutters her realization. I left my folder here. Monica stares blankly ahead, unable to come up with a response. I wasn't ready to share those. Now you worrying about me. I don't know what... I don't want that. But why? We're friends, right? Wordly, Sayori nods. Friends look out for each other. I want to be here for you as much as you're here for me. Another long moment passes. The air is incredibly heavy. This is different. It wasn't about you yesterday. It was about the club. Besides, things were so happy yesterday. You don't need to do all this all of a sudden. I don't want it. I like happy. So, if you do this, then you're just being selfish. Monica massages her forehead, struggling through the frustration and such paradox. It's understandable that Sayori isn't ready to share certain things. But as unfair as it for Monica to pray, it's also painful for Monica to force herself to ignore the needs of her friend. I'm sorry it looked. I disrespected your privacy. No, I don't blame you for looking. You would have at least needed to check if it was mine. Yeah, Monica takes a deep breath. Okay, I understand that you don't want me to worry, and I think I'll be able to put this aside so that we can move on. But can you promise me something? Promise you what? Monica pauses to collect her thoughts. This is the literature club. This is a place where people can express themselves in a way that life normally doesn't allow them to. That's the vision. Or vision, I don't fucking know. In fact, it's our vision. Right the way into your heart, or whatever. So, I just want you to promise me that you'll remember that too. It doesn't have to be right now, but I want you to be here I want to be here for you when you need it. I want us to be ourselves like that. Sayori smiles gently. I promise, if you promise. Unable to help it, Monica returns Sayori's smile. I promise. Me too. As the conversation closes, the mood in the room is lifted. With that behind them, it's time to proceed with the club activities. So, want to teach me about poetry? Huh? But what about recruitment? It's fine. We have plenty of time for that. But right now, I feel like I want to do this. I mean, I do have to fulfill my end of the promise, you know. There's no way I could say no to that. Just don't expect much. I do a lot of writing, but it's not like I'm a scholar or anything. That's fine. I think I just need like some motivation. I never know where to start when it comes to writing poems. Starting isn't so bad. You kind of just need to write down your feelings and see where it takes you. Yeah, but that wouldn't come out any good. It's not supposed to. You're gonna have to fight your perfect something mind on this one. You can just start by writing your feelings and see what kind of things it makes you think of. And then you can turn your feelings into a little story. You can get your feelings down first and then make it sound pretty later. It's not like building a railroad where you go from one end to the other. It's more like a college where you find all the things you want to put in, and then you arrange them in a pretty way. At least that's how I do it. It's not like it's the only way, but it's a really good way to not get stuck right at the beginning. I understand. Yeah. I always get so caught up on how it sounds that I forget that what's actually important. Monica pulls out a pen and paper and starts writing. Stop being a perfectionist. Perfectionist? You idiot. Haha, I'm just kidding. Monica scribbles out, you idiot, after she writes it down. No, keep it. What? Why? Are you calling me an idiot? Of course not. But the point is that you're not supposed to police your feelings, right? Police your feelings? Oh no. Be as dramatic as you want. Haha, but I was just, well, yeah. Underneath the scribble, Monica rewrites, you idiot. She stares at the paper. Her words stare back at her. It's kind of funny how I wrote down what I'm mad at myself for, and then I did the exact thing anyway. This is really gonna take some time getting used to. I believe you. Thanks, I do too. I mean. But also, you of course. Monica continues to jaunting down her thoughts. It's surprisingly quiet and struggle to write without overthinking it. But after a while, with Sayori guidance and encouragement, Monica's sheets of paper begins to look fairly lively, prepared with all the random thoughts. Phew! Monica looks up and down at her sheet. Gosh, I feel so tense looking at this. I hate it, but it's also kind of liberating. I can tell how hard you are trying. It makes me happy. I think you'll be good at writing poems. Don't give me too much credit. I'd have to try really, really hard at that. But I think it's something that I'll enjoy doing. With you. Sayori beams. I'll stop here, but we still have time. Let's try to work on a new flyer for the club. I won't be so picky about the language. Yay, let's do it. Monica and Sayori proceed with their work. With each passing day, the two of them become more and more conflicted in the club. Not simply from their recruitmentship planning, but from their vision as well. As their bond strengthens, so does the enhance of the literature club. Finally, they began to truly feel it's only a matter of time before they find more members. Damn, that music was setting the tone. I'm telling you. Another day passes. As usual, Monica is first one to the club room. With her is the point out of the revealed literature club flyer, complete with all the new ideas Monica and Sayori came up with. If only this was the flyer we gave to that one reading girl that one day. It's so much more than the old one. Attractive than the old one. But the new catchphrase is featured clearly in the center of the flyer. Write the way into your heart. Surely common sense words say that one writes from the heart, not into the heart. But the message being delivered is that one can use writing to discover themselves. Hopefully, Monica and Sayori had thought that it would be enough to garner some curiosity from students. Why do I feel so tense looking at this? Monica thinks back to the previous meeting when she performed the writing exercise. Was I always this bad at expressing myself? How am I supposed to be president if I can't even demonstrate what the club is supposed to be about? The literature club is truly beginning to take form. But with that, the weight of Monica's shoulders only become heavier. Debate club was always about rigid structures, formulating, art-type points up to airtight points and counterpoints and delivering them from I don't fucking know. Those are some long-ass words. It was about the person on the outside. That's why Monica was so good at it. It existed? I don't know. Entry within her realm of comfort. It's suffocating. I need to break through this mental wall. I need to learn to express myself for real. Monica pulls out a sheet of paper and grabs her pen. She presses the tip of the pen firmly against the paper. But her hand doesn't move. Instead, the tiny bolt of ink collects around the tip of the pen. Monica lifts the pen and stares at the little blotch. For some reason, she feels compelled to run her finger across it. As she does so, the black ink smears across the paper, running Monica's canvas. Ugh. Out of spite herself, Monica presses the pen down once again, letting the ink collect. She creates a second stream of paper. Come on, Monica. Just move your hand. Monica writes. This is what I get for seeking perfection. A stain. Monica slides the paper away from her and puts her head down on the desk. Damn, dude. An air of seem louder than today. I'm here. Hi. Monica hears Sayori approach the desk, then stops for a second, probably reading the piece of paper. Then she sits down in the adjustment desk. I don't know. Bad day? Mm-hmm. Me too. You too? A new flyer looks so good. You've been working so hard. On the club, but also something else, I think. I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's so hard to just be vulnerable. I think I'm saying that word right. Sayuri takes a sheet of paper from Monika's desk. She writes something down, then stares at it for a while. Can I trust you? Of course. You can trust me with anything. Sayuri gazes at Monika with sadness in her eyes. Understanding the signal, Monika takes the paper from Sayuri's desk and reads it. Sometimes I want to die. Oh my god. That ain't cool. That ain't cool, dude. Sayori? This is really, really hard for me. Her voice shakes. So if I can do this, then you can too. Because you're like a million times better than me. That's completely not true. Sayori takes a deep breath, trying to steady herself. That's something about me that I'd never told anyone before. Even now, my head is like screaming at the top. Screaming at me to stop. Wait, you don't have to force yourself. I mean, just because of a promise yesterday, I want to. It just feels right. I mean, maybe it's part of the reason I came to this club in the first place. This is the literature club. I trust you more than I'm scared. At those words, Monika stands up. Sayuri must have taken days to work up the courage for this. We're Monika's own fault, but genuine efforts actually the push that Sayuri needed. Sayuri deliberates, breaths can be heard over the air. As she prepares herself to continue, Monika waits in gentle silence. I have this problem where I get really upset when people worry too much about me. I can't control it. It's like, why waste your energy worrying about me when you can just be happy instead? So I never tell anyone about these kinds of thoughts that I have. It's so much easier to just smile and help everyone else be happy. But that's terrible. That's what Monika wants to say, but she stops herself in fear of saying the wrong thing. It's just that if everyone knew about it, they wouldn't treat me as the same anymore. Like whenever I'm not smiling, everyone would worry about me and ask, what's wrong? I know that because it used to be like that. Sayuri pauses, seemingly to recall something in the past. I just want everyone to be happy. That's the most important thing to me. And letting people look inside my head doesn't bring happiness to anyone. Sayuri pauses. Again, her solemn expression making her look almost like an entirely different person. How did you find the courage to tell me this? You're not worried that I'll be one of those people too? I'm not worried. Part of me really hates myself for doing this, but another part of me I think just felt like it would be different this time. Whenever we talk about what the club is supposed to mean, I keep feeling like it was right for me to do. Especially after we've been trying so hard to express ourselves too. It's just made me feel like I could say it with confidence. And our friendship doesn't have to change. It's so silly the club is only 2 people. But it already means this much to me. Monika feels a tightening sensation in her heart. A feeling of connection as Sayuri's emotions relate between them. Me too. I was so lost until you showed up. You're so brave, Sayuri. You're so strong and brave, I don't even compare. Monika steps forward. But if nothing else I can do, I can at least offer you some hug energy, if you'd like. Oh my god, there's a new picture, bro. That's so fucking cool. Wordlessly, and without a smile, Sayori rests her forehead on Monika's shoulder. Though their contact, Monica can also feel the torrent of thoughts swimming in Sayori's head. And in this moment, enchanted, I hope I'm saying that word right, by the air of the club, Monica realized that all of the days that have passed, this is one where she can really hope that nobody new walks through the door. She speaks softly. You're like the sweetest girl I've ever met. You can say anything, I'll never judge you. I promise. Sayori's breath begins to quiver. She takes several deep breaths, trying as hard as she can to start speaking, to say the things she never once dared to say out loud. Finally, she speaks in a choked voice. I'm so worthless. I'm worthless, and everyone would be better off without me. She suppresses a sob as a tear falls down her cheek. I'm just to everyone. I'm not good at anything, and it just feels like everyone just has to put up with me, and I hate it. The more Sayori speaks, the more she falls to control her voice, falling victim to the overwhelming sadness clutching at her throat and chest. I don't want to have these thoughts. I want them to go away, and now I'm making you put up with me, and I just want to die. As soon as Sayori loses her composure, Monica becomes determined to keep her own. She only wants to be what Sayori needs right now. So she won't let any sadness show. Her voice comes through as soft and gentle. This isn't putting up with you. It's just being your friend. Monica offers a few words of comfort, but she knows Sayori said it herself that the thoughts Sayori's expressions are ones that don't belong. And Monica can't magically make them go away. The most she can do is help Sayori battle them, like any good friend would do. You have so much value to me and your own friends too. This club wouldn't have been the same way without you. I really mean that. You coming here was the best thing that could ever happen. Even if you never got any other members, I would still be happy. That's what you brought here. You brought us a vision, and you also brought happiness. And that's your favorite thing to do, right? Sayori doesn't respond, but Monica feels her gentle nod. One more word are needed between them. No. The two share their embrace for a while longer. Monica letting Sayori take as much time as she needs. Once her breathing settles and she snuffles fully caves, Sayori lifts her head and wipes her eyes. I guess I needed that. Some days are harder than others. Well, I'm here whenever you need me. But any other time, I'll make sure that things are the way they usually are. If that what makes you happy. Thanks. You're the best. No, you are. The two exchange smiles. You know, I'm sorry for bringing this up all of a sudden, but have you considered talking to a professional? Sayori nods. It's scary, since it's already so hard to tell people. Yeah, well, of course, it's always It will always be your choice, but if you're ever looking to find the courage for it, I can do my best to help you. Thanks. I think it helps knowing that you would. Sayori suddenly yawns and stretches. Wow, that made me tired. I'm hungry. Well, I won't make you do any work today if you're not up to it. No, I want to. I mean, I can say that it's definitely one thing that makes me happy. Monica smiles. But I might want to get a snack first. All of a sudden, the sound of the door causes the two of them to turn their heads. The door opens halfway, then stops. A face peeks in. A face that seems familiar. Wow, dude. Wow, dude. Oh, that is so fucking cool. I almost got really emotional there, guys. Holy shit. I have no words. That was crazy. So, at first, wow, holy shit. So many things are going through my mind right now. I don't know what to say. I don't know, guys. I almost got really, it got really emotional when Sayori was talking about her problem that she was going through. That was crazy. Damn. I have no words. Damn. But I think we're gonna end it here. So let me know what you guys think of this episode. If you haven't checked out the first side story, go check it out. This episode was very heartwarming and emotional. You know, I mean, if you guys haven't checked out that one where I was talking about depression and stuff, go check it out. You know, I'm actually dead serious. I'm not playing. Like, it sucks. But this is Boichi signing off. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace, my wizards. 死んでいる。